Early repayment is actually a trap set up by the CCP. After a large number of unfinished buildings in China caused a wave of supply cuts, big media in China has recently begun to discuss the early repayment of loans and less interest. On this topic, some commentators pointed out that the housing price increase cannot outpace the interest rate, and early repayment of a loan can only partially stop the loss. There are also comments that the official media that include people to repay the loan early is a trap, and they hope everyone will not be fooled. NetEase recently reported that many Beijing residents were lining up to apply for early repayment to their mortgage loans. Sound of Hope quoted information from Zhengzhou Media. The same situation occurred locally, and it was said that some people saved more than $103,000 or 700,000 yuan in interest by early repaying the loan. At the same time, Beijing Bank of Communications recently issued a notice saying that from November 1st, if personal mortgage loans and online mortgage loans are repaid early, then they need to pay compensation to the bank, which is 1% of the principal amount of the early repayment. A large number of people balked at the announcement, criticizing this provision as unreasonable. Subsequently, the Bank of Communications temporarily removed the notice due to pressure from public opinion. Mr. Guan, the owner of a real estate company in southern China, said that, in fact, Chinese banks have always operated this way. More than 10 years ago, he wanted to repay a loan early, but the bank wouldn't agree. In the end, he trusted the relationship, went through the back door to negotiate with the bank, and finally ended the mortgage contract at the cost, overpaying tens of thousands of yuan in interest. Mr. Guan told Sound of Hope on August 12th, "We have money, but we don't want to keep paying for a house for 30 years. It must be paid immediately, and then the house is mine, so that I could transfer it." Shi Tian, a professor at the Aiken School of Business at the University of South Carolina, said that early repayment in the United States does not require any interest. It is obviously unreasonable for Chinese banks to charge interest to ordinary people who repay their loans early. According to Chinese official media reports, the person in charge of personal loans at a branch of a major state-owned bank in Xijingshan, Beijing, said that since the 2020 pandemic, the number of customers who have repaid their mortgages in advance has increased. In April, the Central Bank of China reported that the national household loans decreased by $32.18 billion